Coming up on Space Engineers.
Looks like we're in for a bit of a treat. There's a meteor storm coming in, and it's not. Oh, no, no. Oh crap! I hope that misses. Oh, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, what is it with these meteor storms? I mean, it's like they're trying to hit my base.
And now on Space Engineers.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Space Engineers. This is episode 3 of the Survival Let's Play, and I've got a new computer now. It's something I changed, so I was quite lucky that I got this save game working. I managed to back it up beforehand, so that was why there's a little bit more of a delay. Now, this is what we've done so far. We've got a simple roof, a simple tower, and down here we managed to get the survival kit underneath, and we lost a lot of footage. And for some reason the audio quality was poor in the last video, and I have no idea what it was. It might just be us too far away from the microphone. I don't know, but hopefully that doesn't happen again. Now, I'm not going to do anything here today, because as much as it would be really good to get this going, I think I need resources. So I'm just going to check in here, see what I've got. I don't have a particularly lot of resources. I have a few scattered down here, but I could certainly do with more. So my plan is to get all the way over to the iron mine, and rather than just do this manually, I'm going to set up a very quick iron mine. So just put a base platform down and a drill rig that go in a little circle and bore down. Hopefully that will get us quite a bit of iron, and then we'll just rebuild it later when we need to, but that at least is autonomous. And then we can come back here and start building a rover or something to transport the ore back to here, and we can start thinking then about how this base should look. I know from playing for some friends on a modded server we have that lightning strikes are a big problem. This isn't really safe. Decoy blocks look like they might take lightning strikes, but from the testing we've been doing, you need to have one every 3 blocks. So we'd need probably 15 on this roof to protect us. So we'll see. We're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it as is and see what happens. And I need to get ready, and then we'll crack on and start building the mining outpost. See you in a second. Right, welcome back. So while it was night time, I did a bit of mining over here on the boulder, and I built a shelter. So it's just a simple box that I'll build in. I will go over that in a minute when I know what I'm doing. The only other thing I did while gone, apart from the mining, was I've added a decoy on top here. I'm curious to see if it will. I don't think so, because if you look at the description, it says from AI controlled turrets, and I'm not getting hit by AI controlled turrets, I'm getting hit by the hand of God, so we'll see what happens. I think the first thing we want to do though is just make sure we've got some basic resources, because we're going to need to go build some bits. So what have I got? I got some iron plates. Let's take a few of these, some of those. Oh, running out of space. Just need some interior plates, I think. So get rid of some of those. I think our interior plates are going to be more valuable than large tubes. We can always come back anyway. So the first thing I'm going to get in the middle of this, I think, is going to be a cargo container. So I have somewhere to start storing the ore. So let me get here and just check what we've got here. Got hinges, pistons, okay, interesting. Let's add some cargo containers to this. Is that in the center? Looks to be 2 blocks in. So we'll build that as a starting point. I chose here, by the way, because I'm fairly certain if I get my drill out, there's a few ores up this direction still. Yeah, see, iron comes sort of over to here somewhere, so I want to be able to drill in an arc, and I just want to double check this side. So I don't know there's ore this side. I don't think so. I think most of it is off towards those mountains. But the first thing I'm going to do is probably build out to, I'm guessing here. So we just drop a block down here somewhere, and we'll build a little tower, and then we'll start mining. We'll use conveyors to get from there. So let's block it out. Oh, we need power as well, so let's get that. I'm going to do something different here. I think rather than building the towers, I'm just going to plonk them on the corners and hope for the best. I need interior plates, which I do not have. Let's see if I can grab some. Yeah, I think the corners will be fine. I don't know how many I need, but let's go with 4. It's a big building, right? So let's start with 2. At least we can add more later. So we'll just do this. And let's say we'll add the rest later if we need them. I'll weld those up in a minute. Drop down here. The other thing we need is a battery. I'm going to be cheeky and stick the battery underneath. This is the old mine entrance coming down. So I wanted to build over here because I figured this might be useful. So let me grab a battery. Is that in the middle? That is not in the middle. That though is, and I realized when I placed it, I think I placed it not aligned. Yeah, it was upside down. Also, there's that 2 blocks in. Well, that's definitely not the middle. So I think it needs to be 1 block further in. So I'm just gonna yeet this out with the drill a bit so I can see what's going on. I got a funny feeling that we want to be 1 block further back. Yeah, definitely 1 block further back. So let's get rid of that and get rid of this. Make some more room. I want to try and be in the middle if I can help it. I think it'll look a little bit neater. See, now that doesn't look right, does it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that's the middle. Okay, so let's get out here. So 1 battery, 1 cargo container. We need to go this way. So I think I'll do is I'll run a conveyor out and down here, and we'll take it from there. So let's get the conveyors up. Do I have a bar of them? I do. Cool. Alright, so let's run the conveyors and then see where we end up. What I'm thinking, if I can get a rotor and a drill on for now and just dig a circle, and then we add the piston. Let's do that. So get rid of this. Go back to here, drop a rotor on there, and then drop a drill straight on that if I can. Which I can't because I think either I'm in the way or the ground's in the way. Can I have a look? Oh, I can't have a look. Yeah, okay. See that little bit of ground's in the way, so we'll just drop out of here, go back to our drill, and we'll just dig this out, just so we can place a drill. And then what we can do is take them sideways off of here. What? Oh, don't say I didn't remove the right bit. Okay, so we're just right clicking at this point to clear some space. Okay. That's got to be it. And it is. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. So we've got there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to come in to about here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. 5, 6. I think 6 is going to be enough for now. We'll start with that. And let's see if we can support these. So let's do it with one of these. I'd like it to have a bit more shape than normal. And come down with just little posts like this. This way it's not all floating, and if it does get struck, like I say, it's at least supported. And I think on top, ooh, if I can get on top of the conveyor anyway, we'll put a little half block on. I think that will look good. And we can get the little corner pieces in here. Where are they? Is that one? There you go. So now we've got a supported conveyor tube and a pattern we can follow. We've got our drill. And once we get that on, we'll just start it spinning. And the first thing we'll do is just clear a circle. When that's done, we'll have to make a decision on what we do. We'll probably grind these down and rebuild them. Put a piston straight onto the rotor. And then just go again. So let's call it quits there. I'll weld all this up. And then we'll come back in a second. Alright, see you in a minute. Well, that's not a good sign. There's a meteor storm inbound, so I'm going to take to the air just in case. Oh, I'm trying not to crash into the ground. I wonder where it's going this time, though. Okay. Whew. Oh, wow. I didn't realize how many fell. That's quite a lot. Wow. They're all landing quite close together this time as well. Look at that. I mean, if that was to land on top of the base, that would be very devastating. But at least it didn't. While we're here, I guess I think it's worth pointing out. I just put this one up a bit higher, and although this works fine, it's only 240 watts, whereas when it's up there, it's 330. So I'm going to move the other one up as well. And once I finish getting the battery built, I didn't make it very far, but I'll continue welding up, and then we'll catch up again in a few minutes. Okay, welcome back. So I think we're almost done. We just need to get a few more components, and I think this is going to be the last bit, and then we can just go through it. As you can see straight away, I've taken the tower down. It just looks silly. This generates plenty of power. I think if I look at the battery, it's charging just fine. So 500 kilowatts in, it'll be fully charged soon, and we're not using any power at the moment, so I think it's going to be enough. Just finish off this one drill, and then probably just want to set up this all to go. So let's get a seat down, which means I need some interior plates. And when we get the seat down, we can start thinking about how we're going to set it up and what we're going to do. So I imagine that we will use it as just leave it running basically. I don't think we need any fancy timers. I know you can get some that are sort of programmer block controlled. Oh wow, that didn't fill me with confidence. See if we get the... There we go. Now I got all the components. So I know you can get some that are programmer block controlled. I just don't think we need it. It needs to spin slowly and it needs to go down. So right now it can spin and then it can go down later. So I'm going to stick this here overlooking it, I think, just because it'll look nicer and I'll be able to see what's going on. And let's see what we get. Hopefully, this will mine okay. I guess there's a bit uphill that I think we're going to need to take care of. So I'll just move this around so you can see. But I think it's going to have some challenges. So first things first, we need to get the drills grouped. That's all the drills. Just call it the drill group. And I will just turn these off so I don't see them. The next thing we want to do is get the rotor on our hotbar and the drill, and we should be okay from there. So we just push G to grab these, and again I'll go to block tools and put that down into position 1, and I will also grab the rotor. So what I really want to do here is increase and decrease the speed. But I want to do it in small increments, so I don't know if this is going to be the right way to do it. So hang on, let's put the rotor lock on and off, because now I have the ability to stop the damn thing. And I'll just set increase velocity and a decrease velocity, and that should be enough, as long as I can set the velocity low enough. So, right, let's see what happens when we increase the velocity. Nothing. See, that's very quick. I don't think I can use control and push the number. No, because that changes it. So we'll have to set the speed of the rotor and just use the rotor lock. So if I put the rotor lock on and now I hit 3, nothing happens. Good. So I'll just remove those from the bar because they are completely pointless essentially. And then we'll set the rotor speed in here. I think it needs to be quite low. So where is it? For some reason I couldn't see the rotor. So we'll set the velocity to control click in here. I think just 0.01. I think that's plenty quick enough. And going back to the G menu, actually, we'll get rid of this and we'll replace it with the group and just have it toggle on off. This is probably the easiest way of doing it. So we can now stick them all on. We can undo that. Oh, is that too slow? That looks too slow, doesn't it? Okay, let's set it up a little bit quicker. Maybe 0.1 will be more within its grasp. Let's set to 0.1 or 0.01. Yeah, that still feels way too slow. I mean, I guess if we had a bigger rotor, it might not be, but we'll go for 0.1 just to see how that looks. Okay, that seems reasonable. Right, I'm going to jump out now. So what's going to happen is this... Oh, don't... Oh, that was lucky. Fell down the hole. It's going to get stuck on the hill. I'm pretty sure it's just going to stop. So we'll leave it going, but somewhere around here, I think the hill's going to be too high. So what we'll do now is I'll just come up here and we'll see what we can do. Get a nice angle. So let's keep an eye on it for a second and see what happens. Okay. Right, well I think it's fair to say that that has got stuck. There were some sparks coming out, so let's just come down and have a look. Oh yeah, definitely not ideal. So I'm just going to crouch here and right click this to give it a chance to get past. Once it's done its first revolution and got past this hill, it should be fine from there on in. I guess one challenge we will have is we need to probably design this a little differently. For now, I just want to get some bits. I'm not sure how close this is going to come. That might be enough. Let's get rid of a bit here as well, just in case. We can't... Well, we can overdo it. I don't see how. So we'll get that done. That should be enough for it to complete the first revolution. And then what we'll do is we'll use the cleared area that we then have to start working out how we go down. Because what we want to do now is start putting pistons on and making it so it does definitely get down to where the iron is, which should be directly below us, given the mine is here. So there's the iron. So actually what I'll do is let's mark a GPS coordinate just here, and then we'll know how far away we are from the iron. So GPS iron start. Right, now we come up here and have a look, see what we've got. How far away is that? See, there's the iron start. So we've got to go down 11 meters. So that's at least one piston. And I think what we'll probably do is try and keep this set up, but maybe add, I don't know, maybe add 2 pistons. And we could use a connector, or we could just tear it down. Building these, the hardest bit about building these was grabbing the initial materials. After it's been done, grinding it down and rebuilding it isn't too hard. Right, what I might do with build vision is just see if I can change the displacement on this rotor head. Because obviously the more the displacement, the further down it go. And that just gives us a little bit more room later. How far can we go? I'm worried that this is just gonna fall off. No, okay, that's the maximum. So that can do one more revolution, 20 centimeters further down. And then there's not quite enough room, so we'll probably have to dig a little bit manually to get the piston in. We know that's done. Okay, so something we could do maybe to extend this down later is we can use merge blocks. So we could build a temporary structure and maybe merge block it onto a piston, or we can align this correctly and put a merge block on one of these and merge block it to this, or we change the positioning. So rather than this being the center, one of these becomes the center. Oh, I'm gonna pull out the sky. So one of these becomes the center. So maybe we have a new center here. We can actually just make the drill quite a bit bigger. Maybe build it off of there. Because then we do one piston up, down here, and down again. And that might work quite well. That gives the ability to... Well, why would we have a piston going up? With that conveyor in the way, it's not actually going to help unless we change it. But we could effectively lift it up. Especially if it comes out a couple of blocks, we could lift the whole rig up to move it, which would be useful for going up over this bit, but I don't know if I want to do that. But we'll have a think. It's getting dark again, so I think we'll call it there, and then we'll come back and see how we can make this work better on a piston. Cool. Alright, see you after the cut. Well, it looks like we're in for a bit of a treat. There's a meteor storm coming in, and it's not... Oh. No. No. Oh, crap. I hope that misses. Oh. Oh. No, 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 no. Oh. What is it with these meteor storms? I mean, it's like they're trying to hit my base. Hello. So, it's been a couple of days since I last recorded. I don't know if I mentioned, but I had upgraded my computer before I started recording this episode, and there was a few issues with the game stuttering. So as a result, I just basically got off and tried to find out what was going on. Now it turns out that if you're running an AMD, there is AMD Ryzen in particular, that there is an issue with the way. Oh, what's in here? Oh, nothing. There's an issue with where Space Engineers processes the data. So I had to use a library from the Mod SE SDK, which is made by a guy called Malware, and that library basically fixed my issue for me. So now it's been playing more stable. I decided to get back at it. Now, because I was on playing to test the game stability, I made some changes. So you might remember when we left this, I had the mine going down, and since then I've been playing with some friends, and we've been using a different script for it called automated platform mining platform, and it requires a slightly different setup, particularly the drills and rotor in this situation. And if we look at the piston here, you'll see in the little pop-up it's got to be named with a certain pattern. So mine 01 vertical, this one's inverted because it's up, this one's just say vertical. These two should say just HOR on them. So they're the ones relevant for the mining. And to make this reusable, I've added this one here, which I've just called rotor base arm. And I've got a couple of these 1x5 pistons at the top, which I just call piston horizontal. So what that enables me to do is to spin this whole arm around and extend it probably past that tree. So I'll be able to mine quite a large area here. Now, the piston's quite high up there, which is a bit of a problem, but I can't start it any lower because I think it will cause a problem with the script. Now, I'm going to try and lower this a little bit and see what happens, but I've got a funny feeling the script is going to reset it. So set that to be there, and then we'll just reduce the distance on this. It might be that it's okay with it being set lower to start with, but I'll take you through the setup of the script and we'll find out. So give me a few seconds to get this set up, and then I'll jump into the programming block. Okay, so we're back in. As you can see, I've extended these ones out to make sure that when this is fully extended, it doesn't hit the arm here, which means I had to extend the pistons at the top as well to account for that. And I've lowered this one down to about the height I'd like it to start mining. Now, I don't know what's going to happen when I start the script, but we'll go through it together. So if we look at this, it's already configured, but I need to reset it. So the name on everything is mine01, and the same on the cargo ship, cargo container, it says mine01. So what that will do is, if the inventory is full, it will stop it mining. There's a sorter here which is set to filter stone on a whitelist, and this is something called a stone duster. So all this does is just get rid of the stone. So by the time it's finished mining, the only thing I'll have left is ore, which is better, and then we can hopefully worry about other things. So if we go to edit, browse scripts, automatic miner platform, that's the name of this script. As you can see, it's by Kezel Labs, or Kez's Labs, or Kez's Labaz, who knows. Copy to editor, check code. Now, I'm fairly certain I've done this, but there's a number of commands. So the first one is set, and when I run this, it says there's 8 pistons, of which 2 are inverted. There's 2 horizontal, and so there's definitely only 2 horizontal. There's 5 drills, brilliant. There is a rotor, there is a screen, there is a cargo. So the only thing I need to double check is that it's got the 8 pistons, which I'm pretty sure it has. So there's 2 inverted, for sure. And then there's 8 pistons, which are going the other direction. So, luckily, it looks like it starts in the position I left it, which is good. It's retracted the horizontal pistons, but what that does mean is I can get it closer to the ground and just leave it to do its thing. So it should be spinning around. I just need to make sure the rotor lock isn't on. I've had that happen before. Rotor lock off. There you go. So it should be spinning, but just very slowly. Oh, there you go. It's still resetting. So that one's resetting. It'd be interesting to see if this one goes up. Hopefully it doesn't. And let's have a look over here. So I've put the screen on the outside so we can get an idea of what's going on. So as you can see here, there's 678 steps to be completed. It's still getting everything in the starting position. I'm really hoping it's not going to extend that piston up, because if it does, then it's going to take forever. But let's see. I mean, at least these are kind of in the right location. Is it spinning? It is not spinning yet. Let me double check what's going on. Hopefully it's not ruined by what I've done. Well, let's double check. It might give us some more information on the program lock, but I doubt it. Nope, it just says it's fine. One thing it's worth thinking of is you can also do a pause using the right letters on the keyboard and spelling pause correctly. So that will just stop the script basically. So I'll save it as it is. And I can't remember how to restart it, but this is one of the better scripts I've seen. It's got a lot of documentation. It even tells you here how you should set it up. So advanced rotor, horizontal, vertical pistons. Now, I've done mine different as I got vertical pistons, advanced rotor, horizontal. But you know, each to their own. It still works this way. So we double check here. We should see. There you go. Set, start, pause, refresh. So we just need to use start. We'll just run start, and that should get it going again. Let's see what happens. I think I know this is good. Just want to check this rotor. The rotor lock is off, which is what I want. Oh, they're going up. Do you see that? Do you see that? So that looks like that is extending again, which is a shame, but you know, stranger things happen. Now, it's annoying in the sense that that's just going to add a lot more time. So what we could do here is pause the script, and I'll show you how to reset it. So there you go, it's still aligning. So let's pause this. That will stop it. And all we're going to do is take one of these pistons, this bottom one, out of the script. So bearing in mind that we've got high ground here, so wherever we start, it must be higher than this bit. So all I need to do is firstly to change this. So what I would like to do is just change this to something where it won't pick it up. So remove mine01 and just leave it as mine, and we'll put in an X and an X, and then we can change that later. So that will take out one of the pistons, which is good. And then we can come down here and we can set this minimum distance all the way down to 0. And then I think we should just need to set the velocity down. So anyway, I need to watch out for that hill because it's quite high. We should be able to bring this down quite quickly. I'm being maybe a little bit cautious. Let's do this. I think somewhere around 15 meters is probably about right. So we'll try and get close-ish. Oh, I don't know if that's still going up. So we might have to do this at the console because it looks like it's been set with a figure that is changing as we're going. So we're looking for piston XX. And we're just looking for the velocity. It says 0, but as you can see, it's not. So we just hit 0 and OK. So that will stop that one. So we might just have to put that back up a bit because I think it might be a bit too low. No, that should be okay. Right, so that one's now out of the piston group. I can add it back in if I need to, for example, go over this hill. But for now, I think it's okay. So if we come back down here, then I believe, and we'll just double check, it's reset. And that should reset the script. Yeah, refresh. Sorry, so refreshes the config. So we change this word to refresh. Click run. See, I've lost one of my inverted pistons, which is perfect. That means I've started it lower down. And by being lower down, it actually stands a better chance of getting going. So hopefully that is enough, and we'll just hit start and all will be well. Right. So essentially this is all I needed to do. As you can see, that's already spinning. And what it's going to do is it's going to spin in a low arc, gradually push the horizontal pistons out, and essentially it will make sure that it mines a circle. Now obviously I've started it quite high up. I probably could have reduced it a little bit, but it's automated, so it doesn't matter. Now this episode's been a bit higgledy-piggledy, but let's just go over what's going to happen next. So we've got this cargo container. It's throwing out stone. By the time we come back for the next episode, this will hopefully be starting to dig a hole, which means we need a way to get the resources out. And I have been working on using an interesting mechanism. So let's find the middle here, which I think is this block. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to move these turbines, but we'll put down a conveyor here, conveyor junction and a connector, and we'll start building out the base. So my plan for the next episode is, although I need those resources, I don't want to worry about it too much. So we'll get that conveyor junction in, we'll get a connector on it, and then I will bring a drone, and we'll use the drone to bring resources. So for now, so we can get on with building the base, what I'll probably end up doing is just building a conveyor off of here with a connector somewhere over here, and we'll just use that as a way of getting to and from. So the good thing is mining outposts is they'll just run and we don't have to worry about it, and it will maintain itself. The stone will get discarded, it will stop when it is full, and our drones will just keep ferrying resources backwards and forwards. And the good thing is, if the drone is full up and the base is full up, then it won't happen. The drone will keep flying, but it won't do anything. So when we've got that set up, we'll then start prioritizing other resources. So the next priority after this is probably ice, and I believe it's ice and silicon we've got there. So we'll try and build a mine exactly the same as this. We'll maybe even use a projector, and we'll mine the ice and the silicon. And then it's get on with there's cobalt down there, which we probably won't bother with. I think iron, ice and silicon is probably enough for now, and that will get us some basic resources. and then we'll concentrate on getting this base. Now, luckily, everything I'm going to do up here is going to require mainly iron, so that's one I want to get done first, and we'll try and find the other materials and get things going. But I think we'll call it there for today, and say next time you come back there'll be a big hole in the ground. We'll have some iron in there, and we'll start thinking about getting a drone up and working. Cool. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you in the next one. See you later.